Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Brenda Garcia.
And I'm Maria Leal.
A top bomb maker for the Khorasan terrorist organization in Syria has reportedly been killed in an American drone strike. Officials say a Hellfire missile killed 24-year-old French national Drew Jouja. He has ties to core al-Qaeda members in Pakistan and was believed to be a high-value target. The drone struck a vehicle traveling in Syria's Idlib province that was believed to be carrying Jouja. The airstrikes hit terrorists and severely damaged several Khorasan Group vehicles and buildings. The military says it believes the buildings were being used for meetings, bomb making, and training.
Republicans are now in full control of both the House and the Senate. President Obama says he is looking forward to working with GOP leaders John Boehner and Mitch McConnell.
And I told them both that I look forward to finishing up this Congress's business and then working together for the next 2 years to advance America's business.
The GOP will have 246 seats, its largest majority in many years. House Speaker Boehner says he is humbled by the responsibility the Americans have placed the Republicans. He says one of the priorities is to get rid of Obamacare.
And so the House, I'm sure, at some point next year will move to repeal Obamacare because it should be repealed and it should be replaced with common sense reforms.
Obama is likely to veto any attempt to overturn the Affordable Care Act.
Obama has been awarded the Medal of Honor today for Lieutenant Alonzo Cushing's actions over 151 years ago. Cushing was killed in July 1863 during the Battle of Gettysburg. After receiving wounds to his stomach and shoulder, Cushing ordered his men to follow him to the front lines where he was shot and killed. According to the White House, his actions made it possible for the Union Army to successfully repulse the assault.
A newly published regulation for the United States Army says the word Negro can be used when describing Black or African American personnel. The Army has confirmed the language is contained in the October Army Command Policy, but officials say it might be part of an outdated section. The regulation states that terms such as Haitian or Negro can be used in addition to Black or African American. An Army official familiar with the document says it's possible the word was added to have African Americans self-report and identify themselves as a Negro when filing forms out. The Army keeps close track of demographics to ensure equal opportunity and diversity.
Police say last night's Million Mask March was mostly peaceful. There were a few exceptions, with as many as 10 arrests in cities such as Denver and London. Crimes committed included vandalism and obstruction. Protesters in Ferguson made their way to the police department after being told by officers they couldn't keep marching on the streets. This mass event was organized by the internet group Anonymous and has been the largest world protest for the past 2 years in a row.
A mother in Oregon has been charged with murder and manslaughter in her child's death after she threw him off a bridge. 34-year-old Jillian McCabe took her autistic 6-year-old son, London, for a walk and threw him into Yaquina Bay. She called police shortly after to tell them what she had done. Relatives are saying she had been suffering with mental illness for over 2 years. She apparently snapped over a series of challenges that included caring for her severely autistic child, her husband's life-threatening illness, and her own father's death. She had psychiatric help before, but did not get the services she needed. McCabe is being held on $1 million bail until a November 12th court date.
A Philadelphia woman is back with her family and a man is in jail. Surveillance video captured the abduction of the 22-year-old being confronted by 37-year-old Delvin Barnes. He forcefully led her away, tussling her on the ground before forcing her into a car. While putting up a fight, Gaither's glasses and cell phone fell to the road. She even broke out one of the passenger's side windows, but she wasn't able to stop the car from speeding away. Barnes is being charged with abduction and forcible rape. With a lot of tips, Philadelphia police were able to track down the car.
Now we go to Matador News reporter Phillip Sugarman for the latest on the ramification of CSU Faculty's union agreement.
Here I am with the California Faculty Association CSUN chapter president Nate Thomas, who is going to talk about the effects of not having a union contract for the last 6 months. Why is it important?
Well, we always have a saying that faculty working conditions are student learning conditions. And without a contract for the past 6 months, there are a lot of things hanging in the balance. The faculty have not had raises in the last 6 or 7 years. There's a workload issue with the more and more students being allowed to enter the university with not enough faculty to teach them. So there's a lot of things that we're happy that are going to be settled in this new contract.
Okay, how does this affect students?
Well, it's simple. When your faculty's overworked or overstretched, you don't get what you deserve. You know, it's as simple as that. There's less one-on-one contact time with the faculty. And currently, when I started in the California State University system, 25 years ago, the ratio was 75 full-time faculty to 25 what we call adjunct faculty. And the adjunct faculty don't have the same responsibilities as the full-time faculty, right? The advisement and all that stuff and sitting on thesis committees. And now it's 50-50. 50% of the faculty are adjunct faculty who can't do the work that the full-time faculty can do, which means there's more work for the full-time faculty and they can't spend a lot of time with the students that may be needed.
Okay, and how would it benefit the faculty?
Well, hopefully, we have faculty that are really hurting as far as salaries, inflation. All of that stuff has gone up. We all know in the last 6, 7 years, the faculty have not gotten raises. And faculty we don't make as much as many in the public would think we make. New assistant professors with $150,000 of student loans coming to this university with PhDs, they have all this debt and they may enter this university at $60,000+ a year. That's not a lot of money living in Southern California with the expenses of here and the state of California as a whole.
Okay, and now back to you guys in the newsroom.
For the first time in 4 years, UC leaders are proposing tuition hikes. The 5% increase in each of the next 5 years will help cover rising costs and expand the enrollment of state students. Officials say the UC needs more money to help cover retirement benefits, fund recent pay increases, hire more faculty, and raise the number of in-state undergraduates by 5,000. Tuition next year could rise to nearly $13,000, and by the 2019 through 2020 school year, that could increase to $15,000. The UC regents will vote later this month.
Now let's go to Charne Ingram with health.
Thank you, Maria. A new project that studies our city sewers could reveal more information about human health. MIT scientist Carlo Ratti is using his Underworlds project to gain more insight into our health. He calls the platform Smart Sewage. The project will analyze our sewage to spot diseases and reveal infections that could be circulating in the population. The first city to try this will be Boston in 2016. The plan could eventually become more personal via smart toilets. This would allow your own toilet to monitor your body and detect a disease before you get sick. Eating at fast food restaurants regularly may not harm your health. It's what you eat that matters. Ordering foods that are high in carbohydrates, sugars, and fats can lead to bad eating habits. This can cause diabetes, obesity, and even high cholesterol. Fast food restaurants, such as Tender Greens, that specializes in made-to-order meals or that serve organic foods, are healthier options. Looking out for healthy keywords on the menu, such as baked, roasted, poached, or grilled, will be the best way to find nutritional foods. Now let's go to Wahid Logan with business.
The Dow Jones reached record highs for the second consecutive day. At last check, the Dow is up 48 points to 17,533. The S&P 500 also continues to climb as it is up 4 points to 2,027. The price of gold continues to fall, reaching its lowest level in 4 years. Gold now trades for less than $1,145 an ounce. This is part of a nearly 10% decline since October 21st. Apple users are at risk of getting a virus known as WireLurker in their devices. The virus is believed to spread to devices running iOS when they are being synced together through a USB cable. The virus downloads malicious apps and malware to Apple devices. More than 460 apps have been infected and forced downloaded more than 300,000 times. Researchers are advising Apple users to keep their software applications up to date to lower the risk of this virus being downloaded. Unemployment rates have dropped to the lowest level in 14 years. The number of people filing for unemployment were down by 10,000 last week, making it a total of about 278 people. The Labor Department says October's unemployment average is the lowest since April 2000. But layoffs by U.S. companies increased within the last month, causing over 51,000 people to be out of work. Experts say the reason for downsizing is for companies to meet their year-end earnings and profit goals. And now back to Charne with the latest on sports.
Adrian Peterson's return to the NFL may be delayed just a little longer. The Players Association rejected the running back's request to be reinstated to the NFL. He was placed on the exempt list earlier this season after charges of child abuse were filed against him. He pleaded no contest to those charges on Tuesday and will pay a fine of $4,000 and serve 80 hours of community service. The Vikings do not have a game this week, which gives the NFL some time to make a decision on Peterson's return. Peterson has not played since Minnesota's Week 1 win. The Golden State Warriors remain undefeated after beating the Los Angeles Clippers last night. The Warriors improved to 4-0 with a 121-104 victory. This is the team's best start since the 1994 season when they won their first 5 games. Golden State controlled most of this game by outshooting the Clippers 58% to 46%. They also had 29 assists and made all 20 of their free throws. The Clippers lost their second game of the season. Coach Doc Rivers says he saw a beautiful game from one team, but not from his. The next game for the Clippers will be this Saturday at the Staples Center against the Portland Trail Blazers.
Miranda Lambert and Luke Bryan are the big winners of last night's Country Music Awards. Lambert won 4 awards, including Female Vocalist of the Year. This is Lambert's 5th time winning the award, and her husband Blake Shelton won his 5th consecutive Male Vocalist of the Year. Luke Bryan had the honor of taking home the Entertainer of the Year award. This is Bryan's first time winning the award, and he has a bright future ahead. AC/DC drummer Phil Rudd has been charged with attempting to have 2 men murdered. Rudd appeared in a New Zealand court this morning after allegedly getting a gun for hire. No pun intended. Police are searching his home in Tauranga for any evidence that might advance the investigation. Rudd is also being charged with possession of methamphetamine and cannabis. AC/DC's next album is scheduled to release December 2nd. Fans of the arts and sorts may be in for a surprise. The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors have approved a roadmap for the Los Angeles County Museum of Arts. This is all a part of a $600 million plan that would tear down and rebuild LACMA's Miracle Mile campus. If all goes according to plan, the reconstruction of the area will result in a 410,000 square foot museum on both sides of Wilshire Boulevard, with a bridge connecting them. The Swiss architect behind the project, Peter Zumthor, believes the museum can be finished by 2023. Billionaire agent and art collector Jerry Perenchio has also offered to give $500 million worth of art to the museum if construction plans succeed. Matador News reporter Vanessa Escalera is in the newsroom with information on this year's commencement changes.
The university is proposing ceremony changes for this year's graduate and undergraduate 2015 commencement. Associated students sent seniors a survey so they could voice their opinions through their CSUN email. An Associated Student Assistant says the survey will help provide the university with the students' opinions on the venue,
has always been held at the Oviatt Library in front of the lawn. And this year they're proposing a change to the North Field for the venue. And that would be because of capacity and just tickets and stuff like that. So they're presenting 2 options to the students, and that's keep it at the Oviatt or at the North Field.
The commencement options include a mixed graduate and undergraduate ceremony or 2 separate ceremonies at either venue. Students need to respond to the survey by Monday, November 10th at 5 p.m. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Brenda Garcia.
And I'm Maria Leal.